Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Saturday, September 13th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $ORION or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Los Angeles Angels versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Saturday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, is the future first ballot Hall of Famer, Mike Trout. And on the right, the best catcher in baseball, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the Los Angeles Angels. Leading off for the Angels at DH, Mike Trout. Batting second, playing third base, Yoan Moncada. Batting third, playing left field for the Angels, Taylor Ward. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder, Joe Adell. Batting fifth, playing second base for Los Angeles, Christian Moore. Batting sixth, playing first base, Logan Davidson. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, making his MLB debut, Denzer Guzman. Batting eighth, catching today for the Angels, Sebastian Rivero. And batting ninth, playing center field, Bryce Teodosio. And on the mound for the Angels with a 1-0 record, an ERA of 2.45, it is Mitch Ferris. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh at home run number 53. Could this be the night that he gets home run number 54 and possibly home run number 55? I sure hope so. Batting third, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Batting fifth, playing third base, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Batting sixth, playing first base, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting seventh, the hero from last night, DHing today for Seattle, Mitch Garver. Batting eighth, playing right field, Victor Robles. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And on the mound for the Mariners, 13-7 record with an ERA of 3.02. Our ace in 2025, a all-star as well. It is Brian Woo. And we're going to be shooting 100 likes. We're going to shoot for 100 on the Dono train. And we'll be shooting for 5 to 15 new subs. And once we hit those goals, we'll go to our secondary goals. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Saturday. It's been a pretty wild college football Saturday. Obviously, we got some great NFL games coming on tomorrow. I did the Oregon Ducks stream at 9 a.m. and they started a little slow against Northwestern on the road, as I figured they would, but they ended up getting the dub and, again, improved to 3-0. I ended up watching that Tennessee and Georgia matchup. That was one of the best college football games of the early season. Tennessee should have won that if their kicker would have been able to make the field goal at the end. It goes to overtime. He kicks a field goal. Georgia comes back, gets the touchdown, and the Bulldogs win. So Georgia, one of those teams that with Kirby Smart, you never, ever can doubt them. They're going to come back at some point or another. And that was the first time that Tennessee might have had a chance to win since like 2016, and pretty heartbreaking for that kicker to miss that late field goal. And it shows you how hard it is to be able to make kicks in crucial pressure situations. What's going on with the injury there? Did someone end up getting like paralyzed or whatnot? Sounds like it was pretty serious, and hopefully that you guys are doing pretty well. I figured that would be a pretty competitive matchup with A&M and Notre Dame, and hopefully you guys end up finding a way to get to victory. Davis in the building. What's good? Well, they're doing it based off rotation. So, again, they're not going to skip guys in the rotation. You have to make sure that you're keeping up, each single day. So, obviously, we got Wu today. And then tomorrow, I believe it will be George Kirby. And then again, we're going to be going after this. We go against the Royals first, and then it's the Astros on the road, and then we come back home, and then we got the Rockies and then the Dodgers. So whatever, way the chips fall, we're hot right now, right? And again, we won 7 in a row. We win today, that'll be 8 in a row. We win tomorrow, it's 9 in a row. And again, sweeping the Cardinals and the Angels would be big, because then we would only need to go 8-4 the rest of the way. So that means that we could essentially lose a game to the Royals on the road. We could lose 1, to the Astros, sweep the Rockies, and lose 2 to the Dodgers and still make 90 wins. So again, we're sitting really good right now. And again, we just got to put our head down and get it done. And I'm very confident that we can get the dub here today and tomorrow. All day in the building, what's good? University in the building, what's good? Marine Bean in the building, what's good? Nobody in the building, what's good? First pitch from Wu to Mike Trout. That one is outside, 1-0 count. Pitch, high and away, but gets the call on the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Trout. Future Hall of Famer, Mike Trout in the box, and our ace on the mound, our all-star in 2025, Brian Wu on the mound. 1-1 pitch, takes another strike, looking high and away, painting that corner beautifully. And we know Mike Trout has a career 300 record, against us throughout, many, many, many years. He knows us inside and out. He homered in game 1. We were able to kind of contain him yesterday, so to speak. And hopefully we don't give up any homers to him today or tomorrow. 1-2 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Trout. And I will be doing a double dip tomorrow. We'll do Mariners at 1:10 Pacific. And then I'm going to be doing Sunday Night Football, Vikings and Falcons. Big swing and a miss and a big punch out. And that's exactly what we want to see out of our guy, Brian Wu. Way to bring that electricity early. And this possibly could be a day where Brian Wu hits 7 to 10 Ks. And if that's the case, we're going to end up having a very good chance to win this game. He needs to give up 3 runs or less, preferably 0 to 2. And the magic number for the Mariners will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And if we're able to do that, we should have a very good chance of winning this game and competing late if it's close. Next up is Yoan Moncada. First pitch is high and away to Yoan Moncada, the third baseman. 1-0 count. Top of the first inning, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. And we have the tiebreaker against Houston right now. That's why in the standings we are no longer in the wild card, but it continues to show that the Rangers and Astros are not giving up. The Rangers won, and it looks like the Astros are going to win as well. So again, we played really good against the Astros, even though they're a good team. So traditionally, we have a tougher time with the Angels and the Athletics playing down to the competition rather than, playing up like we do with the Rangers and the Astros. But we are going to be on the road, and we're not very good on the road, as most people know. So again, even if we drop 1 game, to the Royals, 1 game to the Astros, and 2 to the Dodgers at home, again, we just need to win today and tomorrow, go 8-4 the rest of the way. That'll put us at 90 wins, and that will win the American League West over the Rangers and Astros more than likely. Pitch fouled off, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Moncada. Moncada on the 1-2 pitch fouls that one off behind the plate. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Moncada. I'm good, man. Appreciate you very, very much for your support yesterday. Definitely meant a lot. as well as every single person that ends up liking, subbing, donating, commenting, sharing. We're definitely getting into the back stretch of the season, and everyone that supports, it really does mean a lot to the channel and myself. Pitches inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Moncada. Yeah, I mean, even if the Astros win that series and we only win 1 game, we could sweep the Rockies and end up winning, 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers and still win, the division. So Moncada pops it up. So just because if we, only win 1 game out of 3 against the Astros doesn't mean that they're going to win the division. We're going to have probably, I'm not going to say an easier time because, we could sweep the Rockies. And again, it could be difficult against the Dodgers. But again, the Dodgers really haven't been as good in the second half. And again, when we were at home, we got the best home record in baseball since the All-Star break. So I don't care who we play. If we're at home, we have a very good chance of winning. So, and that is 2 away. Next up is Taylor Ward. First pitch, big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Mike in the building. What's good? Bob in the building. What's good? That's good for your Giants. Mets are tanking. Giants are getting a little bit hotter at the right time. Should come down to the wire. 0-1 pitch. High and away from Brian Wu. Taylor Ward, an amazing player for the Angels. He's always going to be sitting at about 25 to 35 home runs. And we just got to limit the damage here today. Let's go, Brian. One pitch, foul behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Ward. And we got Kirby on the mound tomorrow, so I like our chances there. And again, normally, when we play the Angels, it's going to be a split. Or sometimes they'll win 3 out of 4. But again, we're on a heater. We won those last 2 games in Atlanta, scoring 28 runs, 31 hits, and 10 home runs. And sometimes you need a springboard win to get you going. And after we were on a couple road trips, getting our ass kicked, again, that's exactly what we needed at the right time. And then obviously swept the Cardinals, which I predicted that we would do. I think that we can sweep this team. I know it's going to be tough, but I think we can do it. And then, again, like I mentioned earlier, go 8-4 the rest of the way. That'll put us at 90 wins. And we're going to be one of the most dangerous teams in baseball if that happens. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Taylor Ward. And again, if we end up hitting 90 wins, that means that we're going to be going 15-4 in the last 19 games. That's going to be probably the best in MLB in that stretch if we can do it. 3 up and 3 down. Down goes Trout. Down goes Moncada. Down goes Taylor Ward. And now it's time for the Mariners to get the job done. Great job early by our ace, all-star Brian Wu. And now let's see who's up next here for the Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. And hopefully his defense will be slightly better today. We won't have to complain as much, but we'll see how many balls get hit into left field, and hopefully no errors for Randy, and possibly a home run, single, double, or something positive for us. Batting second, the big dumper catcher, Cal Raleigh. He's been stuck at 53 home runs. He's been intentionally walked left and right. So it's time for him to be able to get home run number 54 and home run number 55, either today or tomorrow or both. Hopefully we get a home run by Cal here today. I think there's a good chance that happens. And batting third, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Julio has been absolutely fantastic offensively and defensively, and this could possibly be a day that Julio homers as well and possibly gets a single or double to add on to the Mariner lead. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Happy birthday, Mike. Hopefully the grilling went well for you today. Mando in the building. What's good? Let's get off to a fast start. Anytime we can end up scoring in the first or the second inning, it really does set the tone. And it's a lot better for us fans when we have a lead rather than when we're down 1 or 2-0 and have to play catch up. But again, we have no problem being down 2-0 and coming back. We've done it all year. But, as far as vibes, it's a little bit funner when we take a lead early. First pitch, high and inside at Randy's head. Count. On the mound for the Angels, 1-0 with a 2.45 record or ERA, Mitch Ferris. 1-0 pitch is high and away 2 balls and no strikes to Randy Arozarena. Been a fun college football day, and we got baseball flowing. Tomorrow will be fun with the MLB and the Mariners, and obviously with some key games like the Eagles and the Chiefs. That'll be the best game, obviously, tomorrow. And we'll do Mariners versus the Falcons, Mariners versus Angels first, and then Falcons Vikings after that, as the pitch is inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena, and it'll be a rematch of the Natty of J.J. McCarthy from Michigan and Michael Penix Jr. from the Huskies. And then we'll do the Buccaneers versus the Texans, Baker Mayfield versus C.J. Stroud on Monday night. There's a doubleheader, and after that game is over, they'll have the Chargers and the Raiders, but we'll do just 1 game on Monday night. And then we'll get into more Mariner action after that. 3-2 pitch, and Randy thought it was a walk and takes a walk to the dugout. And that is strike 3 looking. Down goes Randy Arozarena. Nice start there for Mitch Ferris, getting his first punch out, giving the Angel fan base a little bit of life. I see you, Mitch Ferris. All right, here we go. Batting second, the big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. We'll take anything that we can get here. First pitch inside, and it almost hits him, or does it? And it looks like it hits him. Wow. And just like that, Cal Raleigh to first, and as long as it doesn't hurt him, there we go. We got Cal on base. Now let's make him pay with a Julio Rodriguez 2-run blast if we can get it here. Let's go, Julio. Trident's up. Let's go, baby. Let's set the tone early. You know, sometimes we got to talk it into existence. And, anytime we're talking about, any of our guys, it's not like out of the norm to think that they can go yard. Even the guys that we least likely expect to do it, like Mitch Garver last night. It's like at some point, you're going to get Mitch Garver to hit a home run. You're going to get Victor Robles to hit his first. You're going to get J.P. Crawford's 10th homer. He's been stuck at 9. So anytime you get guys stuck at a number, really the only guy that we might not have any faith in at this moment might be Luke Raley. His timing has been off. But other than that, the only issue I have with this lineup is no Leo Rivas. But Polo has been on a good hitting streak. So we'll see where it goes. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss after fouling off the first pitch. No 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez, but hopefully, we'll see Leo Rivas. And again, if Mitch Garver didn't homer yesterday, maybe DHing could have been Leo, but they haven't really put him there yet. But I think that he is deserving of playing every day, even if it doesn't mean that he's playing defense at second. Rivas is too good not to be playing every day. That's facts. 0-2 pitch. And Julio. It's fair ball. Go, go, go. Run, Cal. Run. And we're in business, baby. And a nice double by Julio Rodriguez right down that third base line that kind of looked like it was foul. But as you see it, it was fair. And great job there. Follow through swing. Julio Rodriguez, you're a fucking G. Great job, my guy. Right over the corner of that third base bag. And Cal, he'll end up scampering and getting himself to third base. And now we're in business. Next up is Jorge Polanco. And let's see if we can get a 3-run blast with Polo or an RBI single or an RBI double. It's going to be 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 before this inning is over. Let's go, Polo. Sarah in the building. What's good? First pitch to Polo, crushes it into right field. Here we go. Just like I said, go, go, go. Cal scores 1-0 Mariners. Julio scores 2-0 Mariners. That's what I'm talking about, baby. ESP is locked in today. And just like that, we said we wanted an early lead, and we got it, baby. Let's go. My ESP's on point, man. Again, I'm not going to be 100% right. Nobody is, but I'll come up with, somewhere in that 2 to 8 range of predictions. And there we go. Heating up at the right time, Jorge Polanco. Putting him in the cleanup spot was a smart decision. Next up, a guy that's been struggling as of late, Gino. But he crushes it in the left field, pops up, and that is 2 away. And hope Gino will be able to get going. But again, with him, the type of hitter that he is, defense really isn't as good as it was a few years ago. And it's either a home run or a strikeout. And then once in a while, you'll get a ground out and a pop out like that. And again, at least we got the big hit by Polo. And we have to be thankful we have Polo in the cleanup spot, not Gino. And next up, a guy that's going to redeem himself from a couple nights ago. He doesn't go 0 for 4 or 0 for 5 often. And again, let's get something here with Nails, Josh Naylor. First pitch is low and away. 1-0 count. Here we go, baby. Love me some Josh Naylor. And Naylor crushes it towards first base, foul. Yeah, unfortunately, the Mets might not even make the playoffs, nobody. The way that they've been playing, they've been kind of spiraling in the wrong direction. And there's quite a few teams that are better than the Mets at this point. I can name a bunch. The Phillies, the Brewers, the Cubs, the Padres, the Dodgers, like almost everyone. 1-1 pitch, and Naylor crushes that one foul. Now, they did start off the beginning of the year great. They were like 45-24, but then since then, they've almost had an opposite record, of winning only like 20 games and losing like 40 plus. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And, we'll see where it goes with them as the season concludes. The Giants are nipping at their heels for that wild card spot. 2-0 Mariners with a Jorge Polanco. Big RBI double scoring Cal, who got hit, slightly. And then J-Rod ended up getting a double to get Cal the third. And we'll roll maybe 2-0 Mariners. Naylor crushes it towards first base, a little flip, and that will be out number 3. And we got the job done, and we have to be very thankful that Polo is starting to turn into the player that he was at the beginning of the year. He may not be hitting as many home runs as he did in April, but when you're on a 10-11 game win streak or a 10-11 game hitting streak, you start to have that confidence in a player like this. And, with a guy like this, you're starting to doubt him a little, but at some point, he will come up with a big home run. And with one swing, he can make a big difference, whether it be a solo jack, 2-run jack, or a 3-run bomb. So we have to be patient. And again, nice job by Polo, Cal Raleigh, and Julio Rodriguez to get us going. End of the first inning, 2-0 Mariners. A hell of a start here for Seattle. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Grinding it out. Stacks. Racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. We're at 10 on the Dono train. 90 to go. Did the Ducks versus Northwestern at 9 a.m. And I promised you I would be here, and here I am. And we're going to do 2 tomorrow as well. And tomorrow is going to be a little bit more challenging because the Mariners are going to be playing at 1:10. It'll probably be over around 4:30. And then the Sunday Night Football is going to be like an hour later. So I'm only going to get maybe a half hour in between. And then we'll do the Vikings and the Falcons for Sunday Night Football. And, curious to see how those teams do. It looks like Detroit might be a little worse than they have been the last couple years. And the Vikings could be, decent, not as good as the Packers, but they might be able to make, a wild card. Same thing with the Falcons. They lost to the Bucks in week 1, but, you assume that that's going to be a pretty good matchup. And we get to see J.J. McCarthy representing Michigan and Michael Penix Jr. representing the Huskies from Washington, a rematch of the Natty. And it should be a pretty good matchup. And again, then we can kind of recap all the games like the Chiefs and the Eagles. If the Chiefs lose that game, they go to 0-2. And right now it kind of feels like the Packers, the Eagles, and the Bucks might be the 3 best teams in the NFC. And in the AFC, you got the Bills, Ravens, and a few others, but we'll see how it all plays out. Joe Adell crushes it deep, and that one is gone. Wow. And just like that, Brian Wu giving up a solo dinger to Joe Adell. And Joe Adell can do that from time to time against the Seattle Mariners. And just like that, we can't celebrate too long. He brings the electricity for the Angel fan base. And right away, 2-1 Seattle lead. Kind of funny how that ends up working out, right? When we get down, right, it takes us a while to catch up. But whenever we do something great where we get a lead, it never lasts very long, right? It's like literally the next half inning, they usually come back and get at least a chunk of it back, if not everything back. So Hopefully that'll be the only home run that Brian Wu gives up today, and hopefully he only gives up 1 or 2 runs total. Bullpen has been immaculate lately, and unfortunate, but this is baseball. Nice. Julio cards are always collectible. Next up is Christian Moore. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Christian Moore. But I got a chance to call that Duck game against Northwestern. Ended up watching USF in Miami. Thought that would be a little bit closer. Miami blew them out. And Tennessee definitely choked there at the end against Georgia. They could have won that game first time since 2016, but they missed a field goal in regulation. Got a field goal in overtime. Georgia got the touchdown, and that was history. Kirby Smart is a hell of a coach. And, again, Tennessee had some pretty amazing, wide receiver touchdowns, in that matchup. But, again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. No, I don't think so. Because, again, when, they were up, like 34-7, they pulled a lot of their starters in the mid-third quarter. So they had second, third, fourth, fifth string guys, and they gave up a long rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter, but they didn't have any penalties. And again, when you're on the road, you're not going to score 50, 60, 70 on the road every week. Obviously doing it at Autzen is one thing at home, but no, I think we're going to be just fine, and we're going to be a top 4 team all year. And at some point, we're going to be ranked number 2, right behind Ohio State. And again, we play Oregon State next week at home. We'll beat the brakes off of them by 30, 40, 50. Then we play Penn State on the road, and we could lose that, but there's also a chance that we win. So we'll see where it goes. But even if we drop the game to Penn State, we're not going to be dropping too many spots. Oregon is legit this year, and Dante Moore is one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Pitch fouled off behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Christian Moore. And I agreed. Solo shots aren't going to wreck us. We can take a solo dinger, and much better that it was a solo dinger rather than a 2-run blast, 3-run jack, or grand salami. Marine Bean, I agree. 100%. Pitch fouled off again. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Christian Moore. And Moore fouls it off back into right field again. Brian Wu on the mound, Christian Moore in the box. I also did some investigating of my own. I have an Xfinity account in the living room, and I ended up linking my email to it so that way I can, set it up through my cell phone and through all the apps through the TV. And believe it or not, as Wu gets another ball there that goes outside, when you end up signing up through the apps on your phone, it's faster than watching it on TV on cable. I didn't think it was true until I actually, compared the two. And I was, looking at the Duck game and Tennessee and Georgia. And in the actual cable box, it was about 15 to 20 seconds slower, like almost you were watching it on a streaming link. I was a little shocked there. So if anyone wants to have the fastest opportunity to watch games, it's going to be on your phone, linked through your cable service. And that is ball 4. Christian Moore goes to first. Next up is first baseman Logan Davidson. And obviously it's not ideal to watch games on a phone rather than on a TV or a computer or a tablet. But, for whatever reason, you're going to get the fastest service through an app through your cell phone. First pitch from Davidson, high and inside with the 4-seam fastball, 1-0 count. Yeah, we already knew the Astros were going to win. They were already up. Rangers won as well. We already have the tiebreaker against the Stros. We're just fine. We just need to worry about ourselves. Win today, win tomorrow, right? 9 in a row, and then go 8-4 the rest of the way, and we can drop 1 game to the Royals, 1 to the Astros, 2 to the Dodgers, and still get to 90 wins. We're going to be just fine. And we can sweep the Rockies. They're fucking terrible. 1-0 pitch, fouled off, behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Davidson. 1-1 pitch, high and away, and gets the strike call. Wow. And again, they were giving us that call as well as the Angels expanding the strike zone. So as long as they're doing it for both teams, I'm fine with it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Logan Davidson. We need a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. One-two pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Davidson. financially rewarding for who? The MLB? For like their profits? I'm not sure if anyone would want to see that. Even us Mariner fans don't want to see the Mets. I would rather play someone a little bit more entertaining than them. But I mean, if the Mets were to make it, they would probably be my last choice, honestly. No disrespect to them, but you know, I would think I would rather play someone better than them. And that is one away. Next up, making his MLB debut, Denzer Guzman. And hopefully we can get a double play here to end the inning. Slow dribbler right up the middle to JP. Throw to Josh Naylor. We get out of this inning. First pitch, big swing and a miss by Denzer Guzman. 0-1 count. Brian Wu on the mound. Guzman in the box. Popped up and foul. Yeah, game is on Root Sports. Apple TV Plus only has games once in a while for the Mariners. If you're trying to watch them, it's on Root Sports. If you're living in Oregon and Washington. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Guzman, unless you're listening it to the radio and listening to Riz. Yeah, that might be the case, nobody. 1-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. That is beautiful. My goodness, Brian Wu. Wu on his ass. Welcome to the big leagues, youngin'. Nice job bringing that electricity. Brian Wu giving you that intensity. I like it. 2 away. Next up, catcher Sebastian Rivero, as Travis d'Arnaud went to the IL. Let them know, Marine Bean. It doesn't have to be just all day. You know, if you guys are regulars in the room, let the other people know that typically don't comment or share or donate to the channel. The least that they can do is, if they're enjoying the broadcast, is hit the like button. And the faster that we can get to 100, the more that we can hit the algorithm to get potential recommendations for other people that are looking for Angels, Mariners, or an MLB stream. And that'll essentially let us grow more subs, more views, possibly more donos, and more cool people we can add to the channel. Top of the second inning, 2-1 Mariners. Wu on the mound, Rivero in the box with a big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Rivero. Anna in the building, what's good? I mean, the Mets have cool, colors and jerseys and whatnot, and they have some pretty good players with Alonso and Francisco Lindor. And Rivero hit into the gap. Get it, Robles. And a hard throw into the infield. Randy Arozarena, take note. That's what we want to see as a throw from Julio and Victor. They're going to throw it as hard as they can. Not one of these little lobs that Randy does after he jogs to get the ball and a single turns into a double turns into a triple. Take note, Randy. That's how you're supposed to play. And hopefully we can get out here with a 2-1 lead in the top of the second with a runner at first. Now we just need a punch out, a force out at second, pop up or ground out, whatever we need here. Next up in the 9-hole, center fielder Bryce Teodosio. And a mound visit here by Cal to make sure we're on the same page. Let's go, Wu. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely one of the teams that's in the mix, because again, it's us, the Astros, right? The Blue Jays and the Tigers and the Yankees and the Red Sox. So why not us, And as the teams are getting closer and closer to the end, nobody even really knows who's going to have the best record at that point. And then obviously on the National League, you got the Phillies, you got the Brewers, the Cubs, the Padres, and the Dodgers. So, if you're one of the 6 teams, in each side, you have a chance. And again, if you look at our lineup 1 through 9 with our pitchers and our bullpen, you could argue roster-wise, we have the best roster in the American League. We may not have the best record, but we have the best roster. And that does mean something. And another base hit. And Brian Wu gives up an RBI. And just like that, it's 2-2. Mariners and Angels. Come on, Brian. We can only let you give up this many. You can't give up any more. Come on now. And again, this Angel team is pesky, and again, that's why we typically don't sweep this team. It's usually a split series because they know us inside and out. Back at the top of the order, DHing Mike Trout, and we have to make sure that he doesn't hit a 3-run blast. We don't want to be down 5-2 early. Come on, Brian. You're an all-star this year. Act like it. Now, we don't need Ohtani, and Ohtani's already locked into the Dodgers for a long period of time, so we don't need him. First pitch inside there for a strike, 0-1 count. There we go. Chris is getting involved. There we go. 50 likes. 50 more. Let's go. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike there. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour by Brian Wu. Beautiful. No balls and 2 strikes with runners on the corners at first and third and 2 outs. And we need one more punch out here and get out of this inning. Oh-2 pitch. And doesn't get the call right there on the line. And again, expanded strike zone is usually outside. But again, high and inside, not getting the call. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mike Trout. Come on, Wu. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss and a big fucking strike 3. My boy. There we go. And again, we don't like, to give up our lead, but no, most of the time we're down and then we catch up. And then when we do something great, the other team responds immediately. That's just kind of the way the Mariners have been in 2025. But again, at least it leads to some excitement and we're not sitting at no hits, no runs in a 0-0 game. It's 2-2. It's a lot of fun. And hopefully that'll be the only runs that Wu gives up in a 6-inning outing or possibly 7. All right, let's see if we can take the lead. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up, the hero from last night, DHing Mitch Garver. Batting second in the 8-hole right fielder, Victor Robles. And batting third in the 9-hole shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, looks like we're at 61. We have 100 plus people in the room that haven't hit the like button yet. We get 38 out of 100. We'll be at 100. So let's see if we can get a few of these people to hit that like button, and then we'll be exactly where we need to be. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes so we can hit the algorithm. 100 on the Dono train. We're at 10, 90 to go. And we're going to be looking for 5 to 15 subs. And, again, each stream is a little bit different. Some are going to be 5 to 15. Sometimes we're going to get 30 to 50 in a single stream. And, we hit 20,700, then 20,800. And now we're on the cusp of 20,900 and 22,000. So, pretty soon we're going to be at that 22,000 number. And appreciate every single one of y'all. First pitch to Mitch Garver is high and away, 1-0 count. Victoria in the building. What's good? 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. One pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Great pitch there by Mitch Ferris. 4-seam fastball, 89 miles an hour, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Ferris to Garver. And again, you never know when a guy that is not the greatest player, offensively or defensively, that will come up and be a hero at some point or another. And Garver was the hero last night. 2-2 pitch, and that pitch is low and almost hits him on the foot. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Nobody, he's a somebody. He wants the Dono train to keep going. Stacks Rax with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. We're at 30, 70 to go on the Dono train. Appreciate you. And Garver with a dribbler towards third. Routine play. Throw to first. And that is one away. Shout out to Nobody and shout out to Demando. Appreciate you guys very much. Every dollar counts. You know, it'll help pay for dog food for my pup, you know, the basic, you know, stuff that needs to be done, like paying the internet bill and the streaming fee. So that way we can continue this dream of doing this on a daily basis. Next up is right fielder Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. We're looking for his first home run in 2025. And Victor crushes it into left field, foul. Now, we play today, we play tomorrow. 4-game set against the Angels, and we don't play too many 4-game sets, but, you know, if we win tomorrow and today, as Victor crushes it into center field, should be a routine play there, and that is 2 away. But we're on a 7-game win streak. If we win today, 8, and tomorrow will be 9, and that's exactly where we need to be. Down goes Victor Robles, popping out to center field. Next up is J.P. Crawford. And for the love of God, can we actually get someone to bunt at some point in the game? You know, I would love to get back to playing small ball, you know, and again, for also individuals that might be having a hard time, you know, getting on base, you know, if you can bunt properly, you know, you never know what kind of throw you're going to get, you know, to first base. And a lot of times you can be safe with a bunt. And obviously you don't have to worry about just moving runners over. First pitch takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. I mean, I would prefer to have Leo Rivas at DH, but again, this is Dan Wilson, you know, managing the team, not, you know, myself or others. So again, Dan isn't really the brightest light bulb out of the bunch. You know, he's better than Scott Service, barely, you know, but again, there's been a lot of situations where, you know, he pulls a guy too soon or keeps a guy in too long, or, you know, the lineup is a little odd, but a lot of times he's doing the lineup based off the pitching. Is it a lefty or a righty? And if it ends up being a lefty or righty, that's how he's doing it. And that's in play. And J.P. Crawford with a big double to right, my boy. So a lot of times, you know, we know that Leo would be better, but again, Mitch Garver is a righty, so that's kind of where they're going. Next up is Randy Arosarena. Nice hit by JP. First pitch low and at the knees, 1-0 count to Randy Arosarena. But remember also, too, Dan Wilson is a former player. He's never done it before. So we also have to give him, you know, even though we don't want to, we have to cut him some slack to a certain degree. He's never managed before. It's his first time, you know, and he's kind of just doing it on the fly with Edgar and Seitzer. And, you know, he has to be a big boy and make big boy decisions. And, you know, it's not easy. As Randy takes the walk. There we go. University, I appreciate you with a dono. I just saw it come up. Thank you, man. Thanks for the follow, and I'll follow you back. University with a $21 dono. Stepping it up yesterday with a 40 and a 50. Holding it down for the channel. Appreciate you. Stacks, Rax with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Hopping on the dono train. Others are invited. Hop on. And YouTube is getting it going. Appreciate you. Follow you back here real quick. Boom. I did it. Tattoo artist. Awesome. How long have you been doing that for? Now we got runners at first and second for the big dumper. First pitch is high and away, and we're starting to get a mini meltdown by Mitch Ferris, and we'll take it. We're tied up at 2. It's the bottom of the second with 2 outs. We got runners at first and second. This would be a great time for one of these right here, a big dumper 3-run blast to get us to 5-2. But he's got to hit from the right-hand side, not the left. Not saying that he can't hit homers from that side. But again, if you're looking at his numbers, it's usually in the 30 range from the left and then getting closer to the 20 range from the right. So again, a little bit better from the left, but he can hit 2 homers from the right in a game, and he's done it before. He can hit 2 from the left, 2 from the right, or 1 from the left, 1 from the right. I mean, he's very, very fluid, but he's not been able to get a rhythm lately, also because they're intentionally walking him pretty often lately, and again, he's kind of getting the Barry Bonds treatment as of late, not based off the steroids, but based on just the intimidation factor of hitting those bombs. So 3 balls and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Oh, real estate and fitness falling. Awesome. Harris on the mound, big dumper in the box. 3-1 count. Come on, Cal. 3-1 pitch. High and away, and that's a walk, baby. We got bases loaded, and we got somebody that we know that can come up big. Julio Rodriguez. Next up, Jorge Polanco. And almost in this situation, you may want Polo or even over Julio at this moment because he's been so hot. But I got confidence in both guys. We don't necessarily need a grand salami, which would be the best case scenario. But let's just get an RBI single, RBI double. Let's just keep this game going. And again, if we can score 1 or 2, Polo can get the other 1 or 2 in the next at bat, unless Julio goes yard and makes it 6-2. Naylor's in the 6 hole today. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez, takes a strike. Inside, 0-1 count. My pup is, it kind of depends. I have got a bed that's kind of like in the living room area that I set up for her. And sometimes she'll move from there or the couch in the living room as Julio chops it foul towards first base. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Sometimes when she's missing me, she'll be underneath the desk, like sleeping on my legs or off to the side in the corner where some of my lighting is at. I got a little blanket area for her to lay down. But a lot of times she knows I'm going to be loud and animated, so she just wants to take a nap. And then usually at the end of the streams is when she comes in because she knows that, it's time to go on a walk and, spend time together. So. But she's changed my life for the better. And Paisley turned 4 just a few weeks back. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 1-2 pitch. And Julio takes strike 3 looking. Unbelievable. Wish Julio would have swung right there. And a lot of times we're, talking about, come on, Julio, you need to swing. And he finally ends up being patient, but gets struck out looking. And again, just because we ended up leaving bases loaded, stranded, don't freak out. A lot of times when we get guys on and we leave them, we end up scoring those guys the next inning. It's just kind of a progression of the Mariners. And it stinks, when you have bases loaded or runners at first and third and you get nothing. But again, pretty good chance, in the 3rd or 4th inning, we're going to get 1 to 3 runs. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. We're knotted up at 2, end of the 2nd inning. Let's go to the top of the 3rd. Yeah, I had a purebred Samoyed growing up, but this is that was kind of more of the family dog. This one is my responsibility. I've never been married. I don't got kids, so this is pretty much like my dog daughter. And obviously I'm very committed, to my dreams and goals and whatnot. And, I don't really have a whole lot of time for dating and whatnot since I have to take care of my pup. I'm walking 5 miles a day, 7 days a week. I've been doing that for 2 years. I've lost 90 pounds and, I'm grinding on this channel pretty much every day. I work on my birthday. I work on Christmas, work on Thanksgiving. Usually I only have maybe a day or 2 off a month. But I like working. I like keeping busy. And anyone that's ever had, depression, anxiety, if you end up keeping yourself busy, and the best way to get rid of those things is to exercise, have a good relationship with like a dog or a cat, and making sure you're keeping yourself busy. And if you're able to do that and you're exercising and not eating fast food and you're eating healthier, you don't got time to worry about being depressed and having anxiety. You're just going through the motions. And again, my life has definitely changed quite a bit in the last 4 years. All right, let's go to the top of the 3rd and see who we have up next here for the Angels. Next up for the Angels, 0 for 1, Yohan Moncada. Batting second, left fielder, 0 for 1 with a K, a stud, Taylor Ward. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI, who hit a homer on us earlier, Joe Adele. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Pretty rare that we see Julio strike out looking, but again, he'll make up for it. Trust me. First pitch fouled off by Moncada from Brian Wu, 0-1 count. Yeah, I mean, I don't eat fast food. I don't drink soda, lots of fruits and vegetables. Of course, I miss, eating a lot of the stuff. But again, eating fast food, it tastes good, but then it makes you lazy, and again, you don't once you quit fast food and start eating healthy, even though we know the economy is fucked right now and everything costs a lot, including groceries, you feel so much better. And again, it's like when I actually eat something, that's kind of fast food or restaurant related compared to eating healthy every single day, I feel it, it's like, not saying it's poison for your body, but again, it definitely makes you feel a little bit different compared to eating the healthy foods. That's for sure. 1-2 pitch incoming from Wu to Moncada. Big swing and a miss, and that's a punch out for Brian Wu. There we go. Way to bring that intensity and that electricity, Brian Wu. 1 away. Next up is left fielder, 0 for 1 with a K, Taylor Ward. Throw to first, and that is 2 away. Yeah, but I used to be big. Like I said, I dropped 90 pounds, I used to be, not 300 pounds, but, I used to be 270, 280 at my highest and whatnot. But then again, with the type of pup that I have, American Staffordshire Terrier, which is kind of like a pity, they need to be able to walk a lot. And so obviously that helped me lose weight and, kind of get better mental health wise and whatnot. So it's not like I was a skinny guy my whole life. I used to be kind of big. I used to eat fast food. I used to, drink beer and alcohol every fucking day. If you go back and look at some of the older videos of what I used to look like, my face was a lot fatter and, I was a little bit bigger boy back then too. So, but that doesn't mean that you can't lose weight. You have to be determined. And if you have determination, and take it one day at a time, anybody can achieve it. You just have to work and, stay diligent. And now I'm, 185, 195. So that's a hell of a lot better than being at 280 or, 290. So top of the third inning, 2-2, Angels and Mariners. But it also depends on who you're around. If you have good people around you, you'll make better decisions. If you got shitty people around you, bad relationship, bad friends, then you'll make bad decisions. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Joe Adele. Kenji with a 5er. Appreciate you. Kenji's first dono to the channel. Stacks. Rax with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Kenji's hopping on the dono train. How about you? Appreciate you, Kenji. Pitch is low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Adele. And obviously, based off your ethnicity and background and, how your metabolism works, like my dad is, Czechoslovakian and European, and my mom is Japanese. So obviously, depending on your background, that might have something to do with it too. Joe Adele strikes out swinging, and there we go. Finally get out of that inning, and let's see if we can end up taking the lead. But again, everyone's background, is going to be a little bit different. And, there's a lot of factors that are involved. But the main thing is if you can just stay determined, you can achieve anything. It takes a lot of hard work, and you have to have the discipline. And that's probably the hardest thing, to be able to hold yourself accountable in life. And if you can hold yourself accountable, you can make anything happen. And once you do something, for 3 weeks straight, 21 days, it becomes a positive habit, but it can be a negative habit that gets you in that run as well. So, if you can have the discipline, you can turn your life around, and I'm a good example of it. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third and take the fucking lead. What do you say? Next up is Jorge Polanco, who's been definitely on a heater as of late. And again, anyone that goes on a 10, 11, 12-game hit streak, we start to have that confidence in that player as well. 1 for 1 with 2 ribbies already. Let's go, batting second, 0 for 1, a guy that we want to heat up, guy that usually strikes out or hits a home run, not a whole lot in between, Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only, come on, Gino. And batting third, one of our favorite players that should be locked in and locked for long-term, first baseman, it's Nails. 0 for 1, Josh Naylor. Trident's up, let's go M's. I appreciate you. So quick recap with the stream there. Tyler Polo doubled to right. Raleigh and Rodriguez scored 2-0 Mariners. Joe Adele answered back in the top of the second with the solo dinger, making it 2-1. And then T.O. DCO singled to right. Moore scored and Rivero to third to make it 2-2. The first at bat for Cal, he ended up getting hit by a pitch slightly, and then he ended up getting walked. So, but it wasn't an intentional walk, so that was good, you know. But we have been getting Cal intentionally walked, and again, I want to see Cal hit 60 home runs, but I'm not sure if he'll get there. But if he can at least get to like 58 and then break, you know, the Mariner record, you know, Griffey Jr. Polo crushes it and just fading foul. Wow, Polo's power lately has been something else. My goodness, that would have been great if Polo would have been able to get that. No balls and 2 strikes from Ferris to Polo. A 1-0 record with a 2.45 ERA. And Polo, big swing and a miss after hitting one almost out of the park, and that is strike 3. 1 away. Next up is Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. Come on, Gino. I mean, you can also, you know, not have to swing for the moonshots like Happy Gilmore with those golf swings. You know, getting singles and doubles will help us win, you know, again, instead of just striking out most of the time, which Gino is a master of that. You know, we love him, but again, if you have to choose between Gino and Naylor, it's no question it's Naylor. You know, again, Gino is getting up there in age, and it's great when a guy can hit, you know, 40 plus home runs, but, you know, how many strikeouts is he getting on top of that as well? And he's not stealing bags like Naylor, and he's not as good of a defender as Naylor either. And we love Gino, but again, he probably won't be on the team next year, but hopefully Naylor is for the rest of his career. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. Yeah, I mean, switch hitter with Mantle is great, and then obviously getting the next one after that would be great. But again, we want to be able to have him get to that King Griffey Jr. stage, and you know, I want to see him get somewhere between 58 and 60. But really, the only way he might be able to get there is if he multi-homers at least once or twice the rest of the way, which he does have a good possibility of doing. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Ferris to Gino. Yeah, I mean, we're already seeing, you know, history in the making, and with this many games left, let's not, you know, why not shoot for the stars? I mean, if you would have told me a catcher would be at 60 fucking home runs back when I was a kid, I'd be like, no way. As Gino strikes out swinging, what's new? And that is 2 away. But hopefully Gino will make up for it at some point or another. But it's been an issue for Gino in his career, regardless if it's on the Mariners or the Diamondbacks or wherever. Next up, first baseman, Josh Naylor. Let's go Nails. Absolutely love this player. Probably my favorite player that we've picked up at the deadline ever. I mean, we've had a lot of great players that we picked up over the years, but, you know, even in recent memory with Randy Arozarena and then Gino and Naylor in the last 2 years, I mean, we've had Ty France at first, but Naylor is probably the most complete first baseman maybe we've ever had in the team's history. You know, a big guy that can steal bags, that never gets thrown out, that's got great defense, great agility at first to stretch his legs, and a great glove work as well, on top of a guy that can hit, you know, maybe 20 to 25 home runs in a season. You know, pretty fucking sweet if you ask me. One pitch, and Naylor fouls it off behind the plate and goes his hard hat there down into the dirt. And he's a big sneakerhead, you know, got a lot of custom cleats, you know, big Jordan brand guy. And, again, he reps the city. The new Kraken jersey that glows in the dark, he got it customized. And, once you end up getting a guy that buys into a city and he ends up, involving himself and the other teams in the city, it's a pretty cool thing. So, hopefully we're able to lock him up long term. It would be the best investment the Mariners could make. Even if you have to pay him before Logan Gilbert, that would be smart. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Naylor. And that is out number 3. Olerud was great. I loved him, and what he was been able, to do. Obviously watched him on the Blue Jays and watched him on the Mariners, but Olerud was good. But Naylor, we're going to be able to maybe have him longer. We only had Olerud for a little bit, but both were definitely fun players to watch, and I love John Olerud growing up. That's facts. All right, let's go to the top of the 3rd inning. No, top of the 4th, and let's see who's up next here for the Angels. Yeah, Hard Hat at first was so dope. Next up for the Angels, 0 for 0 with a run and a base on ball. Second baseman, Christian Moore. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, first baseman, Logan Davidson. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, making his MLB debut, shortstop, Denzel Guzman. Brian Wu on the mound. Let's take a look at some stats here in the top of the 4th. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk. Wu's got 7 Ks already. So he's already pacing for somewhere in that 10 to 12 range, if he can get there. 54 pitches, 38 strikes, and he's got 7 Ks out of 54 pitches. Wow. 3.07 ERA, and he's on the cusp of getting his ERA under 3 for the first time in a long time. And Mitch Ferris, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 52 pitches, 32 strikes with a 3.21 ERA. First pitch from Wu. 2 more, and pitches inside with a sinker. 95 miles an hour to Moore, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Christian Moore. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Moore. Top of the 4th inning, and a good one here. 2-2 tie between the Angels and the Mariners. Victoria says we're at 89, 11 more to go to hit the 100. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Slow dribbler towards third goes foul. And again, we're trying to hit 100 likes, 100 on the dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. And once we hit those goals, we'll go to our secondary goals. $69 subs to go to hit 21,900. 169 to get to 22,000. Pitches low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Moore. Two-two pitch. Crushes it into right field, and it foul territory. Can't get there in time. Beautiful scenery there in Seattle. One of my favorite cities to visit, and even though I do live in Oregon, I love visiting Eugene to go to Duck games and whatnot, but going to Mariner games and going to Seattle, it's one of my favorite places to be. And I could definitely, even though I'm very comfortable, living here in Oregon, that could probably be the only other place I could see myself living. Big strikeout on Moore. And there we go. And that is 1-1. But I always love visiting, Seattle. This is a fun place to go. Great vibes every time I go there with my best friend, Justin. Next up, first baseman, Logan Davidson. Gibson, it's not going to be like that. Every game is going to be a nail biter. And especially when it's against a team that, knows us better than almost anybody. We have a hard time playing the Athletics and Angels, regardless of record. And we have an easier time with the Astros and Rangers. We play up to the competition and play well. But when we play down, sometimes, we let games slip through our fingers. But, we're on a 7-game win streak. And I definitely think we can win today and tomorrow to make it 9 in a row. And then we go on the road to play the Royals and the Astros, and then back home to finish the season against the Rockies and the Dodgers. And, if we win 9 in a row today and tomorrow, all we got to do is go 8-4 to get to 90 wins. And I do believe we can do that. That would mean that we would go 15-4 in the last 19 games. And that would be one of the best records in MLB. And no one would want to play us at that point. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Logan Davidson. One-two pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Davidson. Yakima. 2-2 pitch, fouled off behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Davidson. Yeah, Yankees have been, good against us for years and whatnot, but it's not like we're intimidated by them or afraid of them. This is a new age Mariner team. We're going to be very good, from 2022 to 2042. So, if that means that we have to go through the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Tigers or the Blue Jays or the Astros or Rangers, honestly, no Mariner fan is afraid of any of those teams. You have to be very mentally tough to be a fan of this team. Anytime you go 20 years with no hope of making the playoffs, we're built mentally tough in Oregon and Washington compared to a lot of the other, states in the country. Throw to first, and that is 2 away. Next up is shortstop Denzel Guzman. But the thing that's nice about Oregon and Washington teams, it may take a while, as small markets to build a championship contender. It may take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. But once we get there, we usually are championship worthy, where we get to the Natty or the championship or whatever it may be. We may not win when we get there, but we usually can at least get there. And a lot of teams can't say that. So, again, eventually you're going to see, the Mariners, make a World Series and hopefully win it one day. And the Oregon Ducks, obviously are going to end up getting there, with Dan Lanning, and they may end up winning it one day as well. And I do like the Huskies as kind of the sleeper team in college football this year as well. So there's a few good things going on. Kraken, Blazers, Beavers, and a few other teams got kind of a ways to go, Hawks and whatnot. But, you're not going to be able to have every single team that you root for be great. We're not bandwagon fans here. 1-1 pitch. And Guzman fouls that one off into right field. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Guzman. Yeah, but they're not as good this year as they were last year. Obviously last year's team was built a little bit different. They've had some key injuries to their pitchers, and, they're a good team, but just because they've beaten us in the past doesn't mean that we can't beat them this year or moving forward. We're not stuck in the past. We're looking in the future. We're not looking in the rear view mirror. Yeah. Sounders as well. Yeah. Absolutely. 2-2 pitch. And pitches outside. And Guzman thought that was a walk, but that's what happens when you're new to the MLB. You don't even know what the pitch count is. Threw his bat down like he was going to first. All right, count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. And just because he threw that bat down, smoke him. As the Angel dugout is laughing at him. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off behind the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Guzman. Who cares? What's your hang up on the Yankees? Who cares, bro? You infatuated with the Yankees? You love them? It didn't work really too well for them in the World Series last year. No Mariner fan is afraid of the Yankees. We could give 2 fucks less. It doesn't matter. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. Nice job by Brian Wu. That's what I'm talking about, baby. 9 punch outs through 4 innings. Is that good? You damn right it is. Let's see if we can take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Next up, 0 for 1, DHing Mitch Garver. Batting second, 0 for 1, right fielder Victor Robles. And batting third, shortstop, 1 for 1 with a double, J.P. Crawford. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. John in the building. What's good? Two runs, 3 hits apiece for the Angels and the Mariners. And a quick recap, Polo doubled to right. Raleigh and Rodriguez scored in the bottom of the first to give us an early 2-0 lead. Joe Adell with a solo dinger in the top of the second, making it 2-1. And then Teodosio single to right. Moore scored, Rivero to third. And we're sitting at a 2-2 tie. And hopefully we can actually take the lead here in this inning. Due up is Mitch Garver, Victor Robles, and J.P. Crawford. No way. That's awesome. It's always cool when you can end up having an interaction like that. You know, when the only thing that I can say as a story that has happened to me, when I would go to Duck games, I usually would sit within the first, 5 or 10 rows behind the bench. But one day I ended up getting seats, maybe about, 5 to 10 rows back in the parent section. And I actually was sitting next to Tony Dungy, and I'm a Buck fan on top of that too. So obviously his son was on the team and wasn't really getting a whole lot of playing time, was like 4th string receiver, at that point a few years back. And I got a chance to be able to talk to him a little bit. And we walked up the steps and, during halftime and had a quick combo, but I didn't want to, heckle him for, a photo or an autograph or anything like that. But, anytime you can end up sitting next to, one of the parents, it's pretty cool. You definitely can hear some stories that you'll never hear from anybody else. So that's all. And Garver flies out to center, and that is 1 away. Next up is Victor Robles. One 1-0 pitch, and Robles fouls that one off. 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Robles. I mean, they got some great players over there. I mean, when Aaron Judge hit his, 62 home runs in 2022, I got an Aaron Judge ball, that season. And I got a Julio Rodriguez rookie foul ball that season also. And again, I appreciate greatness. We know Judge is going to go down as one of the best Yankees of all time when it's all said and done, but at this point, with the injuries to their starting pitching and kind of some inconsistencies, obviously they've gotten a little bit better, as of late, obviously battling it out with, the Red Sox here. And, obviously the records are getting a little bit closer. We did have the Blue Jays and Tigers that were so far ahead of everyone else. But now if you look at the standings, where the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Astros, and the Blue Jays are, they're not that far behind. Like, we've kind of closed the gap. So, we'll see what happens as we, go through this last push before we go to the playoffs. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. And down goes Robles, and that is 2 away. Big swing and a miss. I invested in an Aaron Judge rookie auto, back then as well, when obviously the hype was going with the 62 home runs. And I bought it for, it's like BGS 9, auto grade 10. And I think I bought it for close to 600, and it's worth about 800-900 now. So, anytime you can make an investment, in Cal rookie autos, Julio rookie autos, Aaron Judge, you're going to get a good return on your investment and whatnot. So I usually like to be able to group things in 3 with memorabilia. So, whether it me be getting the Judge ball, the Judge rookie card, a Judge figure, like a McFarland or something, I like to be able to set up my collection kind of that way. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to JP Crawford. Yeah, and seeing Judge homer in person in Seattle was pretty amazing. When you hear, Judge, Ohtani, or Cal hit a homer in person, it sounds different on the bat compared to a lot of the others out there. But specifically, with Judge, it's a little different for sure. 2-1 pitch, fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. No, you're good. I just was wondering why you had such an infatuation with the Yankees. Like, you're a Mets fan, so that's fine. Even if you were a Yankee fan, that's fine. It was just kind of, I don't know. I was a little confused. Like, you were just hung up on the Yankees. Like, yeah, we remember, the 95 slide in 2001. There's a lot of memories, where the Yankees have, beaten us. But if you go back then, that was, like Jeter, JP, hitting it long, hitting it deep, bang! Home run number 10, J.P. Crawford. We knew he was going to do it sooner than later, and there it is, baby. Nice job by J.P. Hell yeah. 3-2 Mariners, my boy. But again, we obviously have a rough history against, the Yankees, like I was mentioning. But again, this is a different type of team. They don't have Jeter, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada. This is different. And, we'll respect our opponents, but nobody's afraid of anybody at this point if we're a Mariner fan. This is a new age and a new team. And again, we're going to be going to places that we've never been, from 2022 to 2042. And that's facts. Nice job by JP. Bringing that electricity, baby. And we knew it was just a matter of time. Trident's up. Next up is Randy Arozarena. 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K. Come on, Randy. Let's go, baby. 0-1 pitch towards that third baseline, foul. And again, when we usually get 1 home run, it leads to a second home run and a third home run. So again, nice job by JP Crawford. And now we just need Victor Robles to hit his first home run of the season. And he will within the next 5 to 10 games, more than likely. Maybe he'll be saving it for like the Astros series when we really need it the most. But hopefully we get it before then, but that wouldn't really shock me either. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Arozarena. 1-2 pitch, low and in the knees, and gets past the catcher there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. There we go, Victoria. Appreciate you. We're at 100. Let's get to 125. We got 178 in the room. We should be able to get to 125, 150 before the stream is up. Two pitch from Ferris. Check swing. Did he go? No, he does not. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a 3-2 lead. And again, this team is different. This is probably the most talented team that we've had since 2001. And if you're looking at the roster, it's probably better. Obviously they had 116 wins in 2001 and we lost to the Yankees. But this team top to bottom is, very, very talented. And those are the 2 best teams that we probably have ever constructed. So hopefully we can go on a deep run this year. And, who's to say that we can't make a deep run and, make a World Series push? It's possible. And Arozarena strikes out looking, but not after J.P. Crawford hits that solo dinger and gives us the 3-2 lead. My boy. And we know we can count on JP with the defense, but it's always awesome when we can get him going on the offense. Nice job, JP Crawford. Let's go, baby. End of the 4th inning, 3-2 Mariners. Hell yeah. Let's see who's up next here for the Angels in the top of the 5th. Next up for the Angels, 1-for-1 catcher Sebastian Rivero. Batting second, 1-for-1 with an RBI, center fielder Bryce Teodosio. And batting third, 0-for-2 with 2 Ks, the future first ballot Hall of Famer Mike Trout. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Nice job, JP. Exactly what we needed. Shadow Gaming says he's there. You know, it's always a fun experience, man. You know, and again, you know, Seattle has very intelligent fans. You know, you get certain cities, you know, with fans that are going to be better than others, but, you know, it's always a good time. I mean, every once in a while, you know, you may end up sitting next to a drunk individual that tries to ruin it, you know, for others in that little area that you're sitting at. But, you know, I haven't had too many like negative experiences going to Mariner games and whatnot. I had one time I had a drunk guy trying to like box me out, you know, and whatnot. And he was trying to, you know, kind of ruin it for people in like a 5-row radius, but eventually he ended up being walked off kind of late into the matchup, so that was nice. But most of the time it ends up being pretty pleasant. It just depends on where you sit. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Mariners. Brian Wu on the mound, Rivero in the box. Let's go, Brian. 0-2 pitch. Check swing low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Rivero. Oh man, I stay away from those. I tried them like one time because all my, you know, buddies were like, you gotta try them. And I was like, oh, you know, and then it's like they taste good, but then the aftertaste, and it definitely like, you know, if you're drinking beer or soda or whatever, like it still kind of hangs with you a little bit. So. And they have so many good food options there now within the last few years. They've added a lot of different restaurants and options, which is nice. And that's in foul territory, but Cal can't get to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Rivero. Most of their food is really, really good. You know, they don't have really that many options that, you know, and they have a little bit of everything for you depending on what you like for food. I mean, if you know, based on your favorite type of food, you're going to find it there. 1-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. Ten punch outs. That's a career night here. First career start with 10 Ks. 7th time that Seattle starter with 10 plus Ks, and he's not done. He might end up getting 11, 12, 13, 14 before he's done. Let's go. And we've seen Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, you know, have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Could this be the game where Wu ends up having like 13 or 14? It could happen. Big swing and a miss to Teodosio. 0-1 count. Yeah. Or if you end up going to the vendors outside of the stadium and you end up getting like, you know, the Seattle dog or like the Griffey dog or the Ichiro dog, there's like a few different places that you can go where they got like, you know, the different toppings that they put on there on the hot dogs and whatnot. Like beer and hot dogs is always a good combo, or even if you just want like soda and a hot dog or whatnot, it's always a good combo. Slow dribbler towards third base. Gino is there, throw to Naylor, and that is 2 away. Yeah, there's these vendors that are outside of the ballpark, and they're very well known. And they have like Ichiro dog, Griffey dog, and they'll have like the grilled onions and whatnot. And there's always a huge line at these certain vendors and whatnot. But me and my buddy usually try to go to it. Maybe not every game, but like once in a while. And it's amazing. And it's like a humongous hot dog, a chip, and a drink for like $5. And if it was in the stadium, it would be like 20. So. And Trout pops it up, but Julio Rodriguez is there. You know who it is. No fly zone, and that is out number 3. A nice job by J-Rod with the defense there out in center. And let's see if we can end up extending our lead here. Let's see who's up next for the Mariners in the bottom of the 5th. Next up, 0 for 0 with a run and a base on ball. It's the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Could we get home run number 54 here? I sure as hell hope so. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and a K. Would love a home run by you as well, Julio Rodriguez. And a guy that's been super hot. Anytime you get that 10, 11, 12 game hit streak going, we know JP had one almost 20 games. And again, he's in a flow right now. Second baseman, 1 for 2 with 2 ribbies and a K, Jorge Polanco. And it's good that Polo's in a nice flow, because obviously Gino isn't. And we know Naylor is kind of hit or miss lately, but normally he's on. So again, you want to make sure you have a few guys in the lineup that are peaking at the right time. And we definitely got a couple of them. Captain in the building, what's good? And I watched a lot of college football today. I did the Duck stream versus Northwestern. We started slow. People came in bitching about the spread, and the Ducks are starting slow. I mean, you're on the road. You're not at Autzen. It's going to be different. And eventually we ended up winning the game pretty handily. But by the third quarter, they were putting in their second, third, fourth, fifth stringers, and we could have probably shut that team out if we played the starters the whole way through. But Lanning wanted to get some of the other guys some experience, and towards the end of the game, they gave up a big rushing touchdown with a bunch of freshmen out there. And we had no penalties in the game, which was cool. First time that we haven't had that in quite a long time. But it could have been a bigger win, but we'll take it. And obviously I saw Tennessee, miss that field goal in regulation. I watched that Tennessee-Georgia full game, watched USF and Miami, thought it would be closer. Miami crushed them. And obviously they got the field goal, Tennessee in overtime, but after he missed it in regulation, and then Georgia got the touchdown. But, some pretty good college games, and next week will be pretty good as well. First pitch from Ferris to Raleigh. Big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. And Cal pops it up. Should be right there in the gap. Great single by Cal Raleigh. Nice job, Cal. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Is it time for a 2-run jack to make it 5-2? Let's go, Julio. Trident's up. Let's get it, baby. And Julio crushed it towards third base, foul. Yeah, I'm pretty open with all kinds of foods, whether it be Asian, Italian, American, Indian, whatever. I'm very open, but I would probably agree. I don't think I would ever do the grasshoppers, regardless if they're chocolate covered or whatever crispiness flavor they put on them. If someone bought them for me, I would pass. And I usually am open to eating. And I imagine, depending on how they make them, they could probably make them somewhat, good. But just the fact that they're a grasshopper, I'm out. There's definitely like a billion other things that I could think of there that I would rather have. So. But again, there's going to be some people that love those things, and, that's their prerogative. Everyone has their own opinion on what they want, but yeah, I definitely would not be eating those. 2-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Yeah, Tennessee played great, and man, their wide receiver on those one-on-one bombs, gosh, he was killing it. lots of good, big time plays. Julio crushes it into right field and dropping foul. And goes into the crowd into the 10th row. Great souvenir there for a fan. No, it's, they just do like chocolate covered or put some spice on them. And, I guess if you want an alternative, do like, depending on how they make, like an alternative, do like a chip or a cracker. Or if you're trying to, have like something that's a fucking raisinette that has a grasshopper inside, no thanks. I mean, if I want something chocolate covered, we can do raisinets. I don't need to do a chocolate covered grasshopper. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Ferris to Julio. 3-2 pitch. And that pitch is outside, and that's a walk. Now, nobody can show the game because of copyright. If you end up showing the game, you can get your channel blocked. And then again, if you end up getting blocked so many times, your channel disappears. So there's a reason why people don't show the game, because they don't have copyright rights to do that. That's kind of common sense for anybody that's on YouTube. And then anyone that does show it, you run the risk of, them finding out at some point or another. And it's just not a risk that most established YouTubers are willing to take because they're not stupid. Bottom of the 5th, runners at first and second with a 3-2 lead. Next up is Jorge Polanco. And we got a mound visit there by the Angels crew, and they're trying to figure out the best way to pitch to Polo, or maybe not to pitch to Polo. Yeah, that's where they're at. That's why we haven't heard the Grasshoppers. They've been taking them. But if you get a hot dog, it's better to get it outside of the stadium. You get better value and it tastes better toppings, instead of just getting like a plain one and you have to get your own ketchup and, mustard or whatnot. And then they end up charging you like, an arm and a leg. But you definitely get a much better deal, if you end up getting outside the stadium. But I've had a lot of other things, burgers, pizza, and, personal pan pizza and other things. And, it's been pretty good. I mean, unless you end up going to eat before you go, which I like to go to like Sisters and Brothers. Anyone that lives in Seattle or, knows about that place, it's like the Nashville hot chicken place. They have a couple locations. And usually when me and my buddy go, we typically go there. Amazing food there. 2-0 pitch. Pitch is inside and call strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. But if you like Nashville hot chicken and good sides, I definitely would recommend going there. 2-1 pitch. High and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2 Mariners, runners at first and second, and no outs. And it feels like we are going to be able to get at least one more run, possibly a few, before this inning is up. Three-one pitch. Low and at the knees. Ooh, baby, we got bases loaded, but we probably have the guy that we really don't want up next. But you never know. Maybe this is time for him to make up for all those strikeouts. Maybe we end up getting a grand salami or a big RBI single or double by Eugenio Suarez. If he can hit it down that third base line, it'll score 2. Just don't strike out and don't get a fucking double play. Whatever you do, Gino, no double plays. Keep this inning going. I mean, at the very least, at least get like a sac fly deep into right field or left field so we can get that runner to tag up from third to at least extend the lead to 4-2. And it looks like Mitch Ferris' day is done. Here we go. Meltdown completed. Let's look at Mitch Ferris' final line before we get the new pitcher coming in. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks, 85 pitches, and 49 strikes with an ERA of 3.60. And he came into the game with a 1-0 record with a 2.45 ERA. And again, if we win this game, which I know we will, it'll be 8 games in a row, and we will win tomorrow to make it 9 in a row. We're going to sweep the Cardinals, we're going to sweep the Angels, and then we go on the road to the Royals and Astros, which will be difficult, and then end the season with the Rockies and Dodgers at home. And I like our chances against the Dodgers, even at home, based on how we've been playing lately. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 150 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we're looking to get 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. And shout out to Demando, Nobody, Kenji, as well as YouTube. Appreciate you. Yeah, you never know if the Dodgers are going to get hot at any given point, but it kind of feels like, obviously the Yankees and Dodgers, the Yankees would be so shocking if they represented the American League. I highly doubt that would happen. You would assume that, even the Astros have a better chance in making it than the Yankees this year, right? And then obviously Blue Jays and Tigers will be, some people's favorites, but Mariners have to be up there as well. And then, obviously the Brewers and the Phillies probably have to be the favorite. Dodgers and Padres are good. Cubs are fun to watch, and we'll see if, the Giants and the Mets who ends up getting that last spot. But, could it be the Tigers, the Blue Jays, or Mariners? Could it end up being the Brewers or the Phillies? I mean, it definitely could. So, we'll see how it ends up playing out. Chase Silseth enters the game. First pitch to Silseth to Gino. Now, hopefully Gino can get walked, and we can just bring in that runner from third home, and we don't even have to worry about him swinging. Maybe that would be the best case rather than him getting a double play, but we'll see. Gino usually is a little overly aggressive like Julio at the beginning of the year, but hopefully he'll be patient here. 1-0 pitch from Silseth, and fouls it behind the plate to the progressive sign. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. And did that hit him? Or the bat? Looks like it hits the bat. He would have reacted appropriately. Chase Silseth on the mound. Good vibes only. Gino in the box. Come on, Gino. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it. Close to almost himself. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with bases loaded and no outs. 3-2 Mariner lead, and we want to open this game up right here. So my friend that lives here in Oregon, he's an up-and-coming beat maker, producer, and that is strike 3 looking on Gino, and that is 1 away. So anytime that I can help my friends, gain a little bit of exposure and whatnot, someone that actually cares about dreams and goals, and obviously everything he makes is, original, and he's working with a few kind of lower end, artists, and again, he's not like globally known or anything like that. He's trying to kind of break out, but he did have Busta Rhymes reach out to him off some of his stuff on SoundCloud a couple years ago, and I told him if that's not a sign to keep going, I don't know what is. And he's starting to kind of get himself deeper into the music industry, and I told him it doesn't have to be just for like hip hop guys and R&B artists. It could be in a commercial, it could be in the beginning of a movie or a TV show. You never know where some of your music or beats can end up making it. And again, a very creative guy, and one of my good friends for quite some time. So anything that you hear that's on the background music is from him. We used to hang out and like make beats together and whatnot, and he would have the beat pad and everything, and I would just tell him different sounds that I thought would mix well. And he definitely is a very smart individual, very creative guy. Started playing piano 3, 4, 5 years old, and he definitely has the ear for music. And I told him if he keeps going, you'll get to a point where your music will end up paying for your career, and you won't have to work a regular job. You just got to keep grinding. And I like seeing my friends win. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2 Mariners. Still Seth on the mound, Naylor in the box. Come on, Josh, let's go, baby. 0-2 pitch incoming from Silseth to Naylor. Crushes it into left field, but fading foul. Ooh, great souvenir there. Bottom of the 5th, bases loaded with 1 out. And let's see if Naylor can end up getting a RBI single, RBI double, or a home run for a grand salami. Let him know, Chris. 0-2 pitch. Crushes it towards first base, foul. As long as it's not like a weakly hit ball into the infield, as long as it gets into the outfield. Come on, Naylor. 0-2 pitch. And Naylor crushes it towards first base, foul. No balls and 2 strikes from Silseth to Naylor. Let him know, Tyler. Bottom of the 5th, bases loaded, 3-2 Mariner lead. Chase Silseth on the mound. Josh Naylor in the box. Naylor fouls it off, and that's 5 consecutive foul balls, in a row? My God. Keep grinding, my guy. Four-seam, 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 sweeper, splitter by Silseth. Oh-2 pitch. And just gets a piece of that. Count still remains. No balls and 2 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive foul balls in a row. My God. Keep grinding, Josh. Let's go. That's true. And if you have determination, obviously you have to have talent of some kind. But again, it's about having that consistency as well and the determination to keep going. There was a lot of, family and friends that probably doubted me, that I wouldn't be where I'm at here, and I got the #1, sports and, sports channel in Oregon. And obviously the next goal is to have the biggest sports and wrestling channel in Oregon and Washington and then West Coast. And, I've been doing this for 13 years, 9 on YouTube, and I plan on doing it for quite a long time. And again, as long as you believe in yourself, you don't need anyone else's approval. And that really is where it comes down to. If you believe in yourself and you're willing to work hard, you can make your dreams come true. It's just that a lot of people aren't willing to put in the work, to be able to make it. And, sometimes it's a long journey and you can't compare yourself to anybody else. Everyone's journey is a little different, but I feel that everyone has the talent and a lane in life. You just have to figure out what you're great at and then go for it. 0-2 pitch. And that goes low and at the knees into the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Silseth to Naylor, and he's on pitch number 11 incoming. Come on, Josh. Most of the pitches have been high and away or low and away. 1-2 pitch, and right down the middle. There we go, Josh, right past. Go, baby, go. That's going to score 1, possibly 2. Let's go. '11th pitch, got the big RBI, and just like that, 5-2 Mariners. Let's fucking go. My boy, Josh Naylor. And again, most guys in that situation would have not been able to get a base hit right past the first baseman. Thank you very much. Past the shortstop as well. I mean, what are the chances of 2 guys missing that ball right there? And I'm telling you, this Mariner team is built different in 2025. Best team we've had since 2001, and we're going to go further than that 2001 team did. Believe it. 11 pitch AB for Josh Naylor. Fucking A. Beautiful. Next up, the hero from last night, Mitch Garver. This team is so fun to watch. And again, when we're on the road, yeah, sometimes we're dog shit, but at home, we're the best team in baseball at home since the All-Star break. No one is on our level. And again, most teams are shitty on the road except for the Brewers. But this is something really special in 2025, let me tell you. Let's fucking go. 1-1 pitch. And Garver pops it up. And no man's land. Oh, wow. He caught it. And Naylor ends up getting tagged out, and that's a double play. But not after Naylor ended up making the big play, so I'm okay with that. I mean, obviously, we would like to have the inning continue, but again, Naylor could have easily hit a double play, and we're still sitting at 3-2. So we have to be happy that he brought in 2, just like Polo did. And we're sitting pretty right now with a 5-2 lead. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And I think another thing also, too, is just being genuine and true to yourself. You know, there's so many fake people, you know, that are on social media. It's almost sickening, you know, to see how many people are fake to get clicks and to get, you know, views. And so when you actually can find someone that is genuine and honest and real and, you know, that you feel that you have a connection, you know, there are people out there. You just have to kind of sift through all the fake ones, you know, and try to find the good ones. And, you know, just one of those things now, you know, with the way everything is, you know, they always try to divide everyone. But the good thing about this channel and sports in general, as well as like WWE or AEW or UFC or boxing or NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, whatever you're into, it brings us together. You know, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. You know, sports brings everyone together. And again, you know, it's one of those things that in this time and age, we need it more than ever. And I'm really proud to be able to provide a platform where we have so many amazing people where we can connect on a daily basis. And I appreciate you guys very much. Let's go to the top of the 6th inning, 5-2 Mariner lead. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K, third baseman Yohan Moncada. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, left fielder stud Taylor Ward. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI, and a K, who hit a solo dinger on us in the second, Joe Adell. First pitch, high and inside with the four-seam fastball from Wu to Moncada, 1-0 count. Let them know, Six Face. And again, it doesn't have to be just 1 or 2 individuals. For all you regulars in the room, you know, let them know. Ultimately, it's not just for personal gain for us to get 100 or 200 likes. It's really for the YouTube algorithm. So that way we can get more recommendations for people that are looking for Angels, Mariners, or baseball or whatever we're doing for that day. So we can gain new members, get more possible views, you know, likes, subs, donos, and we can grow the platform. That's the main reason why we're, you know, that way every day. You know, we have goals for the likes and the subs and the donos, you know, and to be able to go that particular route if people are wondering. 2-1 pitch, fouled off, and that goes behind the plate to the FredMeyer.com Mariner sign. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yohan Moncada. Appreciate you guys as well. 2-2 pitch. Pitch right down the middle. Got him. Career high for Brian Wu. He is wheeling and he is fucking dealing. 11 Ks for Brian Wu, a career high. And before this is all said and done, he might hit 13, 14. Let's go, Wu. What's his pitch count, though? He's at 89. So this might be the last inning, but again, we've seen Wu go past, you know, the 6th inning many, many times this year until as of recently where, you know, he had to, almost hit Taylor Ward. Good catch there by Cal Raleigh before it hit him. But one of the only pitchers in baseball to pitch through the 6th inning almost on every start. And that's so difficult to do. Shows the perseverance and the skill that Wu had going from being the 5 in the rotation to being the 1 based off skill and being an all-star this year with injuries to Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, as well as Bryce Miller. We needed someone to step up, and Brian Wu was that guy. Hopefully, Cade Anderson and Durangelo will be the new Brian Wus in the future. Future is bright. Yeah, I love me some Wu. Bizzardo warming up in the pen. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Ward. Let's go, Brian. Bring that intensity, baby. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Taylor Ward. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Ward. Top of the 6th, 5-2 Mariner lead. 1-2 pitch, and crushes that one towards first base, foul. Let's go, baby. We're winning today, and we're winning tomorrow. And I'll be streaming tomorrow at 1:10 Pacific, even though there'll be a lot of NFL games. I'll be watching those as well. And then we'll be doing Sunday Night Football also, Vikings and Falcons. And I think it's going to be a really good game between J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix Jr. I think it could be one of the sleeper games of the weekend. Check swing. Did he go? Obviously, Chiefs and Eagles should be the best matchup, but and then we have a doubleheader on Monday night. We'll be doing the Bucks and the Bucks and the Texans. C.J. Stroud versus Baker Mayfield. I'll be doing that, and then obviously the game after that will be the Raiders and the Chargers. But we're only going to do the one game. Big swing and a miss, and another punch out by Brian Wu. 12 Ks for Brian Wu. Nasty. Way to bring that emotion, my guy. Let's go. And that's what you want to be able to see, guys, making a name for themselves late in the season. Love him, man. And I just love the organization. I mean, I follow the farm system as well. Single A, high A, double A, triple A. Anything that has to do with the Mariners, I'm all over it. And again, we have a great farm system, and the future is very, very bright. First pitch to Joe Adele. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. And again, we definitely needed, Wu to step up, because 3 out of the 5 starters going down, it could have been disaster for us this year. And obviously we know we can't really trust Logan Evans on the road. Can't win there, but he's decent at home. Emerson Hancock wasn't that great, but we had to have guys to keep us afloat. Luis F. Castillo, that was a nightmare, and whatnot. Luis Castillo kind of had his moments early and in the middle of the season, but he's not really trustworthy. And at least now we have the full complement of Wu, Gilbert, Kirby, Castillo, and Miller, even though Castillo is kind of a liability at this point. But, for the most part, we have most of our guys locked in. Pitches low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Joe Adele. But again, Castillo won't be on the team next year. Probably Garber won't be there either. We'll have Harry Ford as the backup, and hopefully Cade will be the 5 next year, and we'll finally have a lefty in the starting rotation. Adele pops it up and fades foul as Wu tries to jam him, and does. Good souvenir for that fan in that 10th, 12th row. Top of the 6th, 5-2 Mariner lead with no one on and 2 outs. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and we're looking for a career-high 13 Ks for Brian Wu as the wave is going around here at T-Mobile. 99 pitches in. Next one will be 100. Let's go, Wu. Finish it off with a strikeout for pitch 100, and then your day is over. Let's go. Come on, Brian. Pitch 100. Smoke his ass. Come on, Wu. That would be a great way to go out. Your day is done. 100 pitches. Boom. Career high in Ks. Smoke them. Let's go for K number 13. Come on, Wu. 2-2 pitch. Got him! There we go, baby. I love it. Great game by Brian Wu. 100 pitches right on the dot, and his career high. 13 Ks, final line, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 13 Ks, 100 pitches, 69 strikes, 3.02 ERA. Let's fucking go. I love this team. Man, you just never know what you're going to fucking get with this team. And again, we're peaking at the right time. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I don't know if there's going to be a team hotter than the Mariners, going into the postseason. Facts. Unbelievable, man. Feels so good. Beautiful. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and let's try to get to 7. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K. Right fielder Victor Robles. Could be this the game that he ends up getting his first home run of the season? He's due at some point. Come on, Victor. Batting second, 2 for 2 with a run and an RBI. Hit his 10th home run of the season. J.P. Crawford. Trident sub. Let's go M's. And batting third, left fielder Randy Arosarena. And they got Peralta coming in for Silsa. So I got to get a photo of him. All right, Sammy Peralta coming in. If I can find a good one, I don't know if I'll be able to find one. Most of these photos are garbage. Well, it doesn't look like they have any good ones. All the resolutions on the photos are garbage, so. All right, let's go, Victor. First pitch, big swing, 0-1 count. Sixth base with a tenor, appreciate you. No, you the man. Stacks, Racks with a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang, appreciate you. Another 10 on the Dono train. Appreciate you. Sixth base Comics. 19 to 150, let's get it, dude. O2 pitch incoming to Victor Robles. Come on, Victor. Peralta on the mound. Robles in the box. Pitches high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Come on, Victor. Get on base with a single. 1-2 pitch. Chops it towards third base. Foul. Bottom of the 6th inning, 5-2 Mariner lead with a career-high day for Brian Wu. 100 pitches and 13 Ks, but we're not done. We want to get more runs, more RBIs, and more special moments to remember here in 2025. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is inside, and they call that strike 3, even though the catcher dropped that ball. Down goes Robles. All right, we're at 130. Let's see if we can get 20 more here momentarily. And let's see if we can hit 200 before the stream ends. We got 3 innings to go. 66 on the Dono train, 34 to hit the goal. Next up is J.P. Crawford, who already hit home run number 10. See if J.P. has a little bit more magic left here today. Oh, 1 pitch, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Fouls it off the catcher. 1 ball and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. Yeah, he's been hovering right around that 3, and I was hoping that he would be able to get it under 3, like 2.99 or 2.98, so he could have a sub-3 ERA, but he's at 3.02, and that's where he was to start the game. So, but still, solid, outing here for Brian Wu. Came into the game with a 13-7 record with an ERA of 3.02, and then left the game with 13 Ks, a career high, 100 pitches, 69 strikes, and got his ERA to 3.02. It was a little bit higher and then got it down. So, and that is 2 away. Down goes J.P. Crawford. And J.P. strikes out swinging. Next up, left fielder Randy Arosarena. Let's go, Randy. Yeah, keep me updated on that game between A&M and Notre Dame. Obviously, the game of the weekend was definitely Tennessee, Georgia, but there's been a few other pretty good ones. Huskies and Cougs for the Apple Cup, and that'll be interesting. Ducks and Beavers. I know that the Ducks will win that, but Cougs and Huskies should be a little bit more competitive, even though the Cougs are not on the Huskies level. I'll be watching that next week. Pitch fouled off by Randy Arosarena. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-2 Mariner lead. One pitch, and Randy crushes it into right field, but it is a line drive and right to Joe Adele, and that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the top of the 7th inning and see who's up next here for the Los Angeles Angels. Wow, that close, huh? All right, see who's up next here for the Angels in the top of the 7th. Next up, 0 for 1 with a run, base on ball, and a K. Second baseman Christian Moore. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, first baseman Logan Davidson. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 K, shortstop Denzel Guzman. And let's see who's coming in for Brian Wu. They wouldn't bring Brian Wu back out after 100 pitches, would they? I believe it would be Bizzardo coming in. I mean, that was who was in the pen, so. And no, it's Luke Jackson. Wow. Sweeper and the 4-seamer. My God, let's go. All right, Luke Jackson coming in. Luke Jackson coming in for Brian Wu, and we have Christian Moore for his first batter. First pitch. High and away, but gets the strike call on the edge. 0-1 count. Momentum is a beautiful thing, let me tell you. And we got that Uncle Mo right now. Oh, Notre Dame dropping to 0-2. And it shows you how things can change from one year to the next. And we know Notre Dame has got a great head coach, but definitely not the same team as last year. 1-1 pitch. Popped up by Moore. And Robles is there, and that is 1 away. So far, so good here from Luke Jackson. Next up is first baseman Logan Davidson. And we're winning tomorrow, too. We're going 9 wins in a row. Sweeping the Cardinals, sweeping the Angels. We're going to go 15-4 the rest of the way. And those 19 games total when we started this, particular streak. And who knows? I mean, maybe we'll even go better than 8-4 in those last 4 series between the Royals, the Astros, the Rockies, and the Dodgers. I mean, you would assume we'll sweep the Rockies, but then we don't really know how we're going to play against the Royals, Astros, and Dodgers. But hell, it might be better than we think. So we're first, and we know we suck on the road, but we're not getting swept. There's no doubt about that. We're gonna bring some type of confidence, on the road, and I think we're gonna actually play pretty good against the Royals and the Astros. We might end up dropping a game to each team, but I still think that we're gonna win some. We're playing at a peak level right now as Davidson grounds out to the shortstop, throw to first, and that is 2 away. Next up is Denzel Guzman. First pitch from Luke Jackson to Guzman. High and inside, 1-0 count. Let's go, Luke. Oh, they went for 2. Can't do that. Yeah. These home games are the best because we win. We got the best record since the All-Star break at home out of any team in baseball. Who would have thought that? But on the road, we've seen how that's gone on the last 2 road trips. And anytime you go fucking 2-7 on the road or something of that nature, it's fucking depressing. Little slow dribbler, throw to first, Gino to Naylor, and that is out number 3. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can add on a little bit more. Take no prisoners, right? We're up by 3. I'm not satisfied. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can get to fucking 10 runs before this one's over. If they keep having meltdowns with their pitchers, we might be able to. See how many that we can get. But again, we don't want to be able to get so many today and then have a dud tomorrow. We're still going to be able to, hopefully get to 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits tomorrow. But I wouldn't mind to get a few more stats getting padded here today, like maybe home run number 54, maybe a home run by Julio, and maybe another big play by Jorge Polanco, the next 3 batters that we have up. 1 for 1 with 2 runs and a base on ball. The big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Give me home run number 54. Icing on the cake, baby. Cherry on top. Batting second. 1 for 2 with 2 runs, a base on ball and a K. Julio Rodriguez. Tried ends up. Let's go, J-Rod. And batting third, a guy that's been playing great as of late. 1 for 2 with 2 ribbies, a base on ball and a K. Jorge Polanco. Tried ends up. Let's go, M's. Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily need a bunch of home runs, but I mean, I definitely would love to get at least 1 more if we can get it. But if we get a bunch of RBIs or whatnot, I mean, I'll take whatever we can get. Well, hopefully we'll do that, Six Face. I think we're going to play well. Even though we were shitty on those couple road trips, I think that we're going to actually play a little bit better against the Royals and the Astros. So. And we have the tiebreaker against the Astros already. And again, we can't expect the Rangers and the Astros to lose. We just got to take care of business. All right, come on, big dumper. Come on, Cal Raleigh. First pitch from Peralta to Raleigh. Takes a strike outside, 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. Tried ends up. Let's go, M's. 0-1 pitch. Pops it up. And will that stay? Nope, that's going foul. Into the 5th row. Great souvenir. No balls and 2 strikes from Peralta to big dumper. Come on, Cal. Find a way, baby. Single, double, home run. Let's go. O2 pitch. Whoa, high and inside. Makes Cal kind of contort his body there to prevent from being hit. 1 ball and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bottom of the 7th, 5-2 Mariner lead. With nobody on and no outs. Big dumper in the box. 1-2 pitch. And Cal fouls it back on the T-Mobile bricks. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes from Peralta to Raleigh. There we go, baby. 6 more to get to 150, and we got at least 100 people in the room that haven't hit the like button. You guys know what to do in the room. With 254 in the room, we should be able to get to 175 to 200 if people just take 1 second to hit the like button. Cal with a line drive to third. Wow, great defense. Throw to first, and got Cal. 1 away. Great defense there at third base by the Angels. Yohan Moncada, my goodness. Looking like Ben Williamson out there. And that is 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder stud, Julio Rodriguez. Tried ends up. Let's go, Julio. First pitch, low and away, takes strike one with the sinker, 89 miles an hour by Peralta. 0-1 count. He said all the grasshoppers and all the witches brew. And all the donos to Etsy. Bottom of the seventh, 5-2 Mariner lead. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Let him know, Tyler. Let him know, Captain. 1-1 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Let's go, baby. Two 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Bottom of the seventh, 5-2 Mariner lead with nobody on and 1 out. Sammy Peralta on the mound, Julio Rodriguez in the box. 2-2 pitch. And Julio crushes it into right field. Oh, Joe Adell is there. Great catch for the defense for the Angels, and that is 2 away. A lot of hard hit balls by Julio have been robbed in the Cardinal and Angel series. But again, eventually, good things will happen. Maybe tomorrow. Next up is Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. And a little soft dribbler, toe tap on the bag, and that is out number 3. All right, 3 up and 3 down for Cal, Julio, and Polo. And they got Caleb Ferguson coming in potentially, and hopefully he doesn't end up having a meltdown. And let's see who's up next here for the Angels in the top of the 8th inning. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Next up for the Angels, 1 for 2 with a K catcher, Sebastian Rivero. Batting second, 1 for 2 with an RBI, center fielder Bryce Teodosio. And batting third, back at the top of the order, DHing Mike Trout. And coming into the game is Caleb Ferguson. Yeah, I mean, that's why we can't freak out, too often when we have bases loaded and we don't get anything, or we have runners at second and third with no outs and we get nothing, or runners at first and third. And obviously it hurts. We want those guys to come home, right? But again, sometimes you just have to have that extra patience to know that when we end up leaving them stranded, but we're actually getting hits, that next inning or two, we will bring them home. And that's exactly what happened. And again, there are going to be times where we leave them stranded multiple times in a row, and it really kills me, and I know it kills you guys too, but eventually good things will happen to those who wait. Ferguson on the mound, Rivero in the box. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Ferguson on the mound, Rivero in the box. 0-1 pitch is high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sebastian Rivero. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nasty pitch by Caleb Ferguson. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sebastian Rivero. Top of the 8th, 5-2 Mariner lead. And again, we are potentially going to be 8 wins in a row, and we're going to win tomorrow when I stream the game at 1 o'clock, 1:10 Pacific. And when that game is done, we'll do Sunday Night Football stream with the Vikings and the Falcons. Looking forward to that. Slow dribbler towards that third baseline, foul by Rivero. All right, we're at 160. Let's see if we can get to 175. I know we're running out of time. We might not be able to get to 200 unless we actually get the other 80 people in the room that haven't hit the like button and get half of them to do it. But somewhere in that 175 to 200 range would be amazing. 200 would be like the goal. But if we hit 175 to that area, that would be amazing as well. One-two pitch. And line drive right there to J.P. Crawford, and that is 1-1. So for my teams that I rep, obviously Mariners, and then, Kraken for hockey. Even though I didn't really have a hockey team, I didn't really want to hop on any, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux bandwagon stuff. So, obviously that was just from the last couple years. Ducks, obviously, but I like watching the Huskies. And my NFL team is the Buccaneers, and it's been that way since '95. Back when I was a kid, I liked watching the Niners with Rice and Montana, but I'm more of a defensive fan. And I just had a feeling the Niners were never going to win after Steve Young and Dion and Jerry Rice in '94. So I decided to wait one more year until I was 13. And then I saw Warren Sapp at the U, Derek Brooks at Florida State. They both got drafted in the first round. John Lynch was already there, and Mike Alstott is my guy. So I thought, you know what? This is personality matches who I am, and I've been a Buck fan ever since. Now, if the Seahawks or Niners had better defensive players back then, like those guys, maybe I would have been a fan of the Hawks or Niners, but I didn't have a connection, so I didn't want to, brand that as my team. So it's the only team outside of Oregon and Washington that I root for in the Bucks, but I have been loyal for 30 years. So, and then Blazers, obviously, for NBA as well. So pretty much everything in Oregon and Washington other than the Bucks. So. Big swing and a miss, and Teodosio see ya. And that is 2 away. Nice job by Caleb Ferguson here, not having a meltdown. Teodosio is out, striking out swinging, and that is 2 away. And we're back up to the future first ballot Hall of Famer, Mike Trout. It's about, and I'm a defensive fan, primarily in sports. So I'm like a linebacker guy. I'm a safety guy. It's not like I don't like quarterback, running back, wide receivers, or tight ends, but I like O-line. I like defense. Linebackers and safeties, D-line and corners. I like coaching. I like coordinators. I like play calling. So I'm a little different. I would rather buy a defensive NFL jersey rather than an offensive NFL jersey. So I know that might be a little weird for some people, but, I appreciate quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Mike Evans and Mike Alstott, but, I would rather go like Derek Brooks or Levante David or Antoine Winfield Jr. or Tristan Wirfs on the line, something like that. So, and Trout with the line drive into Randy's area. And that's a nice single for Trout. Next up is third baseman Yohan Moncada. Yeah, it's always nice. You can end up, having a connection with a family member to kind of tap you into a team, and then you have those memories, and then you just stick with them. And then once you have your team, that's your team, and you stick with it. And most of the teams that I root for have been my teams for 30 plus years. The only exception is the Kraken, just because we never had a team here in Oregon and Washington. We had the Portland Winterhawks in the WHL, but that's like minor league hockey. And I never really was super into it. I would just go to the Portland-Seattle games because they would beat the shit out of each other. And I would, get a front row seat for like $20, but I wouldn't really consider myself a fan of the team. And then Kraken, became a thing. And obviously once they became the organization for Seattle, I decided, that'll be my hockey team. So 0-1 pitch right down the middle. And they got Chris Taylor pitch hitting for Mike Trout. Ferguson on the mound. And Chris Taylor, the former Mariner and Dodger, 0-2 pitch. And down he goes, swinging. And that is 1-2-3 for Caleb Ferguson. Nice job. Good job by Luke Jackson and Caleb Ferguson. Man, our bullpen has been so fucking good lately. Even like the shitty, mid, like bad, like guys in the pen are playing great at home. Now, obviously on the road, it's a different story, but you know, we'll take everything that we can get at home. And we are the best team in MLB after the All-Star break at home, record-wise, which is incredible. All right, let's go here to the bottom of the 8th, and let's see if we can get a few of these guys that have been struggling. We'll see if they can get some positive stats here today. 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino. Let's at least get a single or something. Batting second, 1 for 3, 2 ribbies and a K. First baseman, Josh Naylor. A motherfucking stud, let me tell you. And batting third, the hero from yesterday that won the game for us, 0 for 3 today, though, Mitch Garver. Probably would have been better to DH Leo Rivas, but again, we didn't really need him today. You know, but again, I want to see Leo play. And if Polo's going to play second base, have Leo DH. You know, he's going to be a better hitter than Garver. Like, my God. You know, hell, even put Harry Ford at DH. Give him some, you know, chances to hit, you know, rather than just seeing fucking Mitch Garver there. And I get it. The reason they put Garver there is because he fucking homered last night, but they've been sticking with Garver. And again, we've had a guy as good as Edgar Martinez, arguably one of the best DHs of all time. Why are we settling for someone that can't hit and can't even fucking defend, for that matter? You know, Harry obviously will take his spot, and you know, realistically, Garver and Castillo will not be on the team next year, and we'll be better. But we can appreciate what they're doing now, you know. But again, it's like those little subtle things about Dan Wilson. Like, you know, it's a no-brainer. Leo Rivas should DH or play second base. And again, when he's not there, you know, we don't have the best opportunity to win game in and game out. Leo has proven that he can hit singles, doubles. He's got good baseball IQ, and he's a more power hitter than Cole Young or J.P. Crawford based off his size. You know, he's got a lot of power and great baseball IQ for being kind of a small guy. You know, 10 years in the farm for Leo Rivas with 3 different teams. Reward the man. My goodness. Peralta on the mound, Gino in the box. And Gino, line drive. Run, Gino! Run! Poor effort by Gino. He didn't even fucking run to first. Come on, my guy. I know we're up by 3, but let me see some effort. You ran like Randy Arosarena does towards ground balls in left field. You gave up there. No wonder you're 0 for 4 today. And down goes Gino, 1 away. I mean, even if he went full speed, he probably would have been out, but let me see effort. I'm an effort type of guy. Next up is Josh Naylor. And Naylor, line drive right back to the pitcher. Great athleticism by Peralta. And that is 2 away. 170. Can we get 5 more to get to 175? And the real question is, can we get 30 more to get to 200? We're in the bottom of the 8th. So we're running out of time. But, I mean, if we can get, you know, the 80 people that are in the room that haven't done it, and we can get 30 out of the 80, we'll hit 200. And that would be pretty big because we have been hitting over 200 lately. See if we can do it. And with 3, 4, 5 people in the chat helping, we can do it. Next up is Mitch Garver. 0 for 3 today. Let's see if we can get a hit here. Duo pitch. Pitch is inside for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Josh in the building. What's good? That's a good question. Canelo or Crawford. Could go either way. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Let him know, Tyler. Bottom of the 8th, 5-2, Seattle lead. 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. Garver pops up. That should be an easy out, number 3. And there it is. All right, let's go to the top of the ninth, and let's end this game. And they got Brash coming in instead of Andres Munoz. And let's see what we can get here out of Matt Brash. And hopefully we get the good Brash, not the bad Brash. Let's get it done. Feels good when we're winning, especially on this kind of win streak that we've been having lately. And again, we're going to win tomorrow. And I can't wait to be able to call the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. This has been one of the funnest years in my life. I won't lie. You know, I've been doing this for 13 years. This is my 9th year on YouTube. And I knew one day, you know, watching Farm System closely, that we could potentially have a team like this. You know, a team that's similar to the 2001 team, not record-wise, but talent-wise. And again, you know, we may never hit 116 wins with a team ever again. But again, we can go deeper than that team did. And that's really what it's about, right? It's not about how many wins you have. It's, you know, trying to make the ALDS, ALCS, winning the AL West, and making it to the World Series, where we are the only team out of 30 that hasn't made it, whether you win or you lose. And, you know, we could end up crossing that and checking that box off if we go on the deep run this year or next year. So, all right, Odin, take care, brother. Good luck tomorrow. It's going to be a tough one. Eagles and Chiefs tomorrow. I'll be watching. And we got Matt Brash coming in here, relieving Caleb Ferguson. Him and Luke Jackson did a pretty good job here today. And hopefully we get the good Matt Brash, not the bad one, and we can finish this 1-2-3 and win 5-2. Matt Brash on the mound, leading off for the Angels, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. One of the best players on the team, Taylor Ward. Batting second, right fielder Joe Adele. And batting third, second baseman Christian Moore. If that's correct, but who knows if that is or not. You know, ESPN is not very reliable. Ward, Adele, and Moore, but I'm not sure if that's true. All right. Ward is in there, so I guess they are correct. Sometimes they forget to update, so. First pitch takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch takes another strike right down the middle. This is the good Brash when we can get into an 0-2 count. No balls and 2 strikes to Taylor Ward. Let's go. Ward in the box. Brash on the mound. And 0-2 pitch, crushes it, and gone. Wow, bad Brash, bad. And just like that, 5-3 Angels. Thank God we got to 5. And again, Taylor Ward is one of those guys, you know, 30-plus home runs, and bad Brash. Should have went with Andres Munoz, and maybe that doesn't happen. And again, that's why you don't have Brash come in here late. You have him pitch in the 8th, but not in the 9th. Damn you, Matt. Crushed the fuck out of that baseball. Next up is Joe Adele, who's already homered today. Don't you even dare think about hitting another home run, Joe Adele. 5-3 Mariners. Don't fuck this up, Brash. 0-1 pitch. That one goes foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Joe Adele. I hate giving up home runs late in a game, you know, especially when it's like, oh, it's over, we won, you know. But Brash hasn't been very good after the All-Star break. You know, he was lights out, you know, before the All-Star break, but after, you know, kind of like Gabe Spire, I don't trust you fully, you know. The trust level is maybe like 60%, but in the first half of the season, it was like 90. 1-2 pitch, crushed foul by Joe Adele. Come on, baby. Finish. One-two pitch. Jesus Christ. Into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Joe Adele. Golly. 5-3 with no outs. Come on. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Pull him. Guy can't hit the fucking strike zone. Started off 0-2 and then gave up the home run and is all over the place. How the hell is Luke Jackson and Caleb Ferguson pitching better than Brash? Jesus Christ. Come on, Matt. Three-two pitch. And crushes it into left. Pull him. Right. And Randy's got it. Probably going to be a triple. Sucky-ass defense out there at third. Or in left field. All right, now we got a runner at first with no outs. I mean, are we going to lose? What are we doing here? Fucking A, dude. You kidding me? Pull him. And of course, Dan won't. Like, what do we want to do? Lose 6-5 and end our winning streak? Stop being a fucking idiot. Now we need a strikeout and a double play or a double play and a strikeout. I don't trust you. See ya. Get out of here. Should have went with Bizzardo. Or preferably Andres Munoz. What happened to you, Matt? Not trustworthy. Hit the showers. I mean, how many hits do you want to give up before we really start freaking out here? 5-3 with fucking a runner at first. Already gave up a home run. We got no outs. I don't want this to go into extra innings. I know. Double play, strikeout, double play, please. Pitches inside, 1-0 count. Can't hit the strike zone. Giving up hit after hit after hit. Next up is Christian Moore. And Brash on the mound. He'd be better off on a headset than on the fucking mound. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brash to Moore. Top of the ninth, 5-3 Mariner lead. Moore in the box. Brash on the mound. 1-1 pitch. Slow dribbler. Double play. Get it. Flip. Throw it. Yes. There it is. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Two away. There we go, baby. Desperate times means desperate measures. Sucker. JP. Flip. To Polo. Throw to Naylor. Beautiful. That was a close one. Next up, first baseman Logan Davidson. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. 1 more out, baby. First pitch. High and away. 1-0 count, which the ump was calling that strikes earlier in the game. Changed his mind. Maybe he has a bet on the Angels here tonight. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. There's the pitch I was looking for. Nice job by Matt. 1 ball and 1 strike to Logan Davidson. Davidson in the box. Matt Brash on the mound. Come on, baby. Come on, Matt. Top of the ninth, 5-3, Mariner lead. Nobody on with 2 outs. 2 more strikes. 1-1 pitch into the dirt. Man, he's throwing like he's fucking Carlos Vargas out there. Have some goddamn control. But again, he did have Tommy John, but he didn't show any signs of it in the first half of the season. He was electric, like Mooney. But I don't know what happened. Maybe he's just fatigued, here in the second half of the season. Come on, baby. 2-1 pitch. Off the plate, high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Logan Davidson. Davidson in the box. Matt Brash on the mound. Do your job. Come on. 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. There we go. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Davidson. Here we go. Let's get the punch out right here. Game over. $13 Ks for Brian Wu. Time is called. Good job by Cal. That was a good timeout there. Daniel in the building. What's good? And again, we will be doing the Mariner game tomorrow at 1:10 Pacific. George Kirby on the mound. And then we'll do the Sunday Night Football matchup, Falcons and Vikings. Rematch of Michael Penix Jr. and J.J. McCarthy in the Natty, Huskies and Wolverines. Looking forward to that matchup, as well as the Chiefs and the Eagles and many others. All right, one strike away. Come on, Matt. 3-2. Got him! Let's go! Final score, Mariners 5, Angels 3, and we won 8 in a row. Fuck yeah, baby. First place. Let's go, finally. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Fuck yeah! You almost blew it, Matt Brash, but thankfully you didn't. And 8 wins in a row. We are one of the hottest teams in baseball, and we're going to make it 9 in a row tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Shout out to D-Mando, Nobody, Kenji, and Six Face on top of YouTube as well. Appreciate you guys for all the love and the support, and feels good. 81-68 at the top of the AL West standings, obviously tied with the Astros, and then Rangers at 79-70. Wild card is Yankee, Red Sox, and Astros. 83 wins for the Yankees, 81 apiece for the Red Sox and the Astros, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I sure as hell did. Didn't really like that home run given up late, but we won, and that's all that matters. I hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to spend some time with my pup, eat a little bit of dinner, and then I'll be live tomorrow for our doubleheader, Angels and Mariners, where we go for the sweep, and we're going to get it. 9 wins in a row, and then we also will be doing the Falcons and the Vikings. Can't wait to see that. Hope you guys have some good luck in fantasy football. If you're playing, enjoy the NFL as well as the MLB tomorrow, and I'll be back, and we'll end up having a great time Sunday afternoon. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Trident's up, 8 in a row. We're going to make it 9 tomorrow, and I'm out. Go Mariners.